Hello everybody and welcome to the tavern. My name's Jay. Yes, I don't have the bunny ears, but I'm gonna change out a lot of that soon. Because I do want to change out how the bunny ears work. But irrelevant for now. So this is gonna be somewhat of an off meta. I've done it before. I'm gonna play Gardevoir with cooldown reduction items. And I'm gonna change out choice specs for wise glasses. The reason for that is because on an 8-second cooldown, only one ability is actually doing more damage. That's not something you want. If I can get into a game, that is. So you don't want one ability to do more damage. Now, I know, I'm not a high-ranking player. But, you know, it's still good to, like, look around and get advice from everywhere, because it'll be a video for Wednesday of what I think is actually going on. Alright. You have this. So energy amp, blah blah, and then I'm gonna go wise glasses. Path is set. And I'm actually going to add in another thing to this series. Not this series, to this game, to my content, where I'm gonna throw out some sort of like educational kind of thing, where I'm going to tell you the role of a Pokemon, how they want to play versus how people are actually playing them. Because believe it or not, there is a preferred playstyle to each of these Pokemon. And it didn't take until my stream yesterday to figure this shit out. So my stream yesterday, if you were in it, you would have seen towards the end, as I'm picking Venusaur and Decidueye, what I think their playstyle wants to be versus how people are actually using them versus the items that people go. So another video Wednesday, a rant video of what I think is wrong with not just what's wrong with Unite, but what I think is actually currently happening. Because there is something happening in Unite that I think is far more detrimental than anything else. Squirtle is so. I should also break down at some point. I don't know if I should start with the laning phase versus the lull phase versus the Articuno phase. Articuno Zap. I don't know if I should start with that because right now everything seems to be going really funky here. Like really funky. Come on, I hit the teleport. Okay. Lane lost. I can guarantee that right now. Why? I should probably do this in a video. I'll do it next video because there is something actually wrong with how everything is being displayed right now. And there's a reason for that. So like the laning phase, it shouldn't be as difficult as this. They shouldn't have been that fed. But they were that fed, and that's a problem. probably should use teleport. There's an entire reason why everything is going wrong, and it comes down to how you operate during the laning phase. So literally everything comes down to this laning phase. Give me that side shot. Okay. So my thing is, like, at this point, one, the war turtle should not be in the jungle. Should also always, war turtle always should be in lane, never in jungle. There's a reason for that. The reason, war turtle is not a jungler. I don't care what people take in the jungle. It's just, don't take a defender to jungle expecting results. I'm dead here. So I'm having trouble getting to my 7, getting to my 6. Or I'm at my 6. I'm having trouble getting to my 7. And the trouble I'm having is quite literally the fact that I don't have any EXP, and because I lost EXP, okay, so again, issues. The issue I'm having, they have severe level advantage over us. Like, that Venusaur should not have been 10. But because the War Turtle fed so much, that there is no advantage I have. Everything I have to somehow gain. And that War Turtle actually messed everything up for the fact of being too aggro. So there is such a thing as being way too aggro, and it's to the detriment of your laner. So what do I mean? I'm stuck. Kill me. I'm stuck at the level 8, and I can't do anything, and that's because nobody is doing anything about it. Like, this War Turtle should have been. We should have been over leveled, or at least on par with them, but we're not, and that's literally because everything about them. Son of a bitch! Okay, I'm gonna turn this into a rant video. So the problem that I'm seeing with this game right now, there's a lot of problems. One, everybody thinks they are the attacker, that they are the aggressor. They're not. And it makes a lot of viable strategies not so fucking viable. Because now we have to contend with everything. Literally have to contend with everything. We can't get anything done because nothing can get done. Everybody in this game is thinking, I'm the hard carry, I'm the hard carry. Nobody wants to support. Nobody knows what role they want to be anymore. And that's because there is no meta in this game. You can say, this is the meta, this is the meta. There is no meta. The reason why I'm saying there's no meta is literally because there is, like, everybody is doing whatever. The matchmaking is horrible. The meta could be whatever you want it to be. There is no meta in this game. Everything is literally based on popularity. How do you do things? What I want to do versus what the team needs. When you start thinking, and like, once you start thinking that way, you start realizing there is no meta. Like, anything can be meta, and that's literally because nothing is meta. It's a pseudo meta, where all you have to do is play well, or not even play well. All you have to do is abuse the other person's mistakes. That's it. just abuse their mistakes. Like right now, my win condition is Articuno. My win condition is I have to reach 13 as soon as remotely possible. I have to do things in order to match anything, because we're not winning. There is no winning in this entire game. There is no winning, and that's because they know what to do. So like, if we can break this goal here, we might have a fighting chance. But we still don't even have a fighting chance. Mr. Mime, I need you in here. I see what he's doing. That's actually like the best thing he could have done. So again, right now the Venusaur is scored. We don't have a win condition, so they can break that without any problem. And I think they got like a 40 overdone. They can even, at this point, they can even get the Articuno because we don't have anybody to do anything. We lost because all the mistakes. One person. That's what it is. If one person makes the mistake, then everybody suffers for it. That's what it is. Everybody suffers for the one mistake everybody makes. And that's already like a detriment in and of itself. One person making a mistake already cost us half the game. Nobody knows how to lane. Nobody knows how to do anything. It gets to a point of how do you play the game knowing half the things you like, not knowing half the things you don't know. How do you play the game? How do you do anything? What constitutes a good play? What constitutes a bad play? They took advantage of the fact that my Squirtle decided, I'm going to be aggro. I'm going to take the farm away from the actual damage. Once you start thinking that way, once you start doing things that way, the match becomes, how do I abuse the fact that the Squirtle is literally taking farm away from like the laner. This support is taking EXP away from the laner. Now their laner is behind because they wanted to be ahead. I wanted this video to be a video about Gardevoir, off-meta gameplay. No, this is gonna be the video of nobody, like that Blastoise literally took most of the farm, prevented me from getting to where I needed to be as soon as possible. Was way too aggro for something we didn't need to be aggro for. Should have realized you match the aggression of your laner, but you don't overmatch it. So like that Blastoise should have matched my aggression because I'm the attacker. He's not. That is the reason why we lost. Because many reasons actually. That's one of the main reasons. I couldn't get to my power spikes because the moment I get to 5, I lose teleport and I get an extra damaging ability, which helps in the long run. Versus him getting another shove, or him upgrading his shove, which he didn't even upgrade his shove. He went straight for damage. And if he's gonna go for damage, I can't do anything. Because now he's gonna take all the farm. I'm still level 8, 5-6 minutes into the match, and I'm completely useless. Your laner, I'm not gonna let this go over like. I'm not gonna let this go over any longer. Here's the moral of the story. The laning phase, you should not be attempting to attack unless they actually provoke it. Unless they're in your side and you can take the advantage. You can push the advantage. Otherwise, play passively. Play safely. If you think you have the advantage, check, see what levels they are, If you don't, push back. Do not push forward. Do not try to score within like those first 3 minutes unless you know you can. Unless your jungler come to your aid. Everything is just, there is no meta. I don't care what other YouTubers say, like these items, these items, these items. There is no meta. You can play with any item and still come out on top. You can play with the worst items in the game and still win. You can play with the best items in the game and still lose. All because the mistakes players are making dictate the game. It's not your item choices. It's actually the players making mistakes, not prioritizing anything in the game. That's why I think there is no meta in this game, and all it is just how do you capitalize on a mistake. In high level plays of any game, one mistake will cost you, and you have to take very special precaution to not make that mistake. In that game, I tried playing as passively as possible because I'm trying to get to my power spikes, because I cannot do much as a Ralts. But my Squirtle decided I'm going to go all in to try to get a kill. Here's a challenge for everybody. If you got to the end of the video, here's a challenge for everybody. Try not to play for knockouts and play for trying to score points when you can. Play as if you're trying to get to your level 13 by the 3 or 4 minute mark. Do that, and I can guarantee you that your games will run a lot more smoothly. If you can get a KO, that's great, but don't play for the KOs. Play for trying to get a good lead on your enemies. That's it. Stop playing as if you're the only one on your team, as if you can hard carry a game. Because chances are, you can't hard carry a game unless your support allows you to hard carry. Unless your tank allows you to hard carry. Because if your tank throws, you're useless. In the jungle, in lane, you're useless. That's it. I don't see how anything else is even remotely relevant. You have to play a lot more smarter. People are not playing smartly in this game. People are actually very shit at the game. With that said, tell me what you think in the comments down below. Whether or not the game has like a false meta or an actual meta. Because I don't think there is a meta in this game. Solely for the fact that if you can't use all the items in the game, if you can't find any proper build to win with, then there is no meta. Because you no longer are doing what you need to be doing. With that said, the tavern is now closed. I shall see you all later.